A24 has scored its biggest opening weekend ever with the box office success of Alex Garland's dystopian action thriller Civil War, but, with its polarizing premise and overt political themes, why has the movie been such a resounding hit? Set at an indeterminate point in the near future, Civil War takes place in an America ravaged by warfare between the militaristic forces of a fascistic U.S. president and a secession led by an alliance of Texas and California. The ambiguity of the film's politics has allowed it to appeal to a surprisingly wide audience. With a price tag of $50 million, Civil War made headlines for being the most expensive movie produced by A24 to date, surpassing the previous record holder, Beau is Afraid, which cost $35 million. This is the first move in A24's push to establish recognizable IP and break into the world of blockbuster tentpoles. It was a risky endeavor, but that risk has paid off handsomely, because Civil War has already become one of the arthouse studio's all-time biggest box office hits in just a couple of days. How much Civil War has made at the box office and how it breaks A24 records. Civil War grossed a whopping $25.7 million in its opening weekend. The opening weekend box office for Civil War has brought in an impressive haul of $25.7 million in the domestic market. This is the biggest opening ever for an A24 movie, nearly doubling Hereditary's opening weekend gross of $13.6 million, and the studio's first release to take the #1 spot at the domestic box office. After just one weekend, Civil War is already more than halfway towards making back its hefty production budget. This movie was a huge gamble for A24, but it looks like that gamble has paid off. Not only is Civil War's opening the biggest in A24's history, it's also the highest-grossing opening for an R-rated movie in 2024 so far, although it's likely to be topped by Deadpool and Wolverine and/or Joker, folie à deux before the year is over. This figure doesn't even include the international box office, those numbers haven't come in yet, so the worldwide total will be even bigger. In spite of its seemingly niche appeal and inherently controversial premise, Civil War has emerged as a surprise hit. Why Civil War's box office opening weekend was so good? Strong reviews and good marketing go a long way. Gene Ha is a sniper with his rifle covered with some moss for camouflage in Civil War. There are a few reasons why Civil War has done so well at the box office. For starters, it had really strong reviews. It has a lukewarm cinema score of B-, but Civil War was widely praised by critics, earning an impressive, fresh, Rotten Tomatoes score of 83%. A positive critical reception will understandably make audiences more inclined to give a movie a chance. On top of that, the movie had a really great marketing campaign, with nail-biting, action-packed trailers de-emphasizing the film's arthouse elements and showing off its visceral battle scenes. Plus, it didn't have much competition at the box office this past weekend. Kung Fu Panda 4, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, and Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire are all several weeks into their run, and target a much younger demographic. The other big April 12th release for grown-ups, the surreal comedy Sasquatch Sunset, has even less mainstream appeal than Civil War. And most importantly, Civil War's inherently controversial premise of a divided America at war with itself naturally invited a lot of attention and discourse around the movie before it was even released. Civil War still has a long way to go to be a success. Civil War hasn't broken even yet. Kelly Spaney as Jesse holding a camera in Civil War. While Civil War's $25.7 million opening is certainly impressive, the movie still has a long way to go before it turns a profit. The production budget was $50 million and the marketing campaign likely cost about the same, so Civil War is probably looking at around $100 million as the break-even point. The movie will have to repeat its opening weekend again and again over the next 3 weeks just to get into the black. And that's not even the endgame, that'll just be the beginning of its commercial success. As tough as that might be, it's not unheard of. A24 has become legendary for its cunning release strategies. Their films tend to have good legs, because the studio slowly rolls out the release of each movie to allow word of mouth to get around. This is how previous A24 films like Hereditary and Everything Everywhere All at Once have become bona fide hits despite hailing from an arthouse distributor. It won't be easy for Civil War to turn a profit, but it's well within the realm of possibility.